Dors from the Talbot Greenya group.
This is Katrina Foard.
Well, guys, we have a very interesting topic today. One that, unless you are an incredibly experienced, knowledgeable, and seasoned agent, you may not really know how to handle this situation. So the topic is selling your home so that you can buy another one. And this is definitely a question that I've talked with my clients about. And I, for one, can't wait for Katrina to give us some of her knowledge. And I mean that actually seriously, because I am still learning, and I feel this is a very important topic. With the market the way it is currently, I think you have to be very creative for your clients. So on that note, Katrina, please enlighten us with some knowledge.
It's so funny because this is supposed to be Friday favorites. This is not a favorite conversation to have with clients either. So I was telling Pam, I'm like, I have my favorite. I have my Coke Zero from Chick-fil-A. That's my favorite today. That's how we're surviving this weekend. So I mentioned to Pam, we were talking briefly, is that without giving away too many kind of, not trade secrets, but things that we do, because it varies depending on each client. Each client's needs are different. There's a couple of different things that we're using right now in this extremely competitive market to get people in a house. So in a standard market, we like to do what's called a coinciding settlement, which is brilliant if you can get it to work, which means you close on your house and then same day buy your house. So it's 1 day, 1 2-hour signing, and then it's great. Everything's copacetic. You go on your merry way. That is not today's market. In markets past, we've been able to do home sale contingencies, which means you offer on a house and say, hey, we want to buy your house, but we need to sell ours first. It's a great method of buying a house in a standard market. We also do home purchase contingencies, which means the sellers, when they go under contract, they say, we'll accept your offer, but we need to find a house first. You would think that in a seller's market that is what we use now, and we don't, because you can't buy anything. So we can't even use that as a contingency. So we're learning a couple of methods, and it is really financing. You have to have a great mortgage person on your side to let you know what your options are. In the old days, it used to be bridge loans.
Right.
Not many lenders. Have you ever done a bridge loan before, Pam?
I have not, but I know people who have, and I've directed people to do so in the past. So I do understand them.
Yeah. So most mortgage people don't like bridge loans. There's a lot of risk, and banks don't like it because of the risk involved.
Sure.
It's not really that much of a risk in this market because your house is going to sell in 3 days anyway, and that's the gap is paying off that difference. But the risk is still there. It's there, and so not many mortgage people do that. We use a lot of rent backs in this market, which means you sell your house, but you stay in it. That's kind of our number one thing. Again, it's dependent. Your mortgage person is the person to talk to, because if you can borrow against a 401k and own basically 2 homes for 30 days, talk with your mortgage person. So are most of your people staying in the area, Pam, and trying to find while they sell?
They are. That's been the number one thing is they want to stay in Winchester. They just want to upgrade or downsize. So they're wanting to stay in the area. And of course, inventory is exceptionally low.
But one of the reasons inventory is exceptionally low, we have nowhere to go.
Right.
Like, I think that's probably 50% of my people right now are like, I'm not putting the house on the market and have nowhere to go. And 50% of them will take my advice. We'll do some of these methods to get them in, and it works great. The other ones are a little bit more risk adverse, and so they don't want to do those things, which I completely understand. But their house can't go on the market because they want to find a house, but it's the vicious real estate cycle right now that's never ending.
Yeah. And then you add to that the lack of available rentals as well. So suggesting to them, well, go ahead and sell your home. That way you don't have that contingency if you can't get the bridge loan or your mortgage company doesn't want you. Not having a huge inventory for rentals makes it just as risky and scary for the seller, because they could maybe even get a rent back and be looking for a rental because they haven't found anything yet.
Is the rental market as competitive as the sale market?
Yeah, it definitely seems to be. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something will give eventually, but I think what we learned from all this is what we're talking about, is that as agents, we do get creative with every single client. You have to know your client's needs. You have to know what things that they're comfortable doing, and you work with that. And you really have to have rock star lenders.
Yeah.
To really just I'll your lender is going to make the difference between a deal closing and not.
Yes.
And your lender is the backup to us to work and support you getting your dream, getting your goals, getting the things that you need to be done. It's that teamwork makes the dream work, is that without the full team together, this could be a lot harder.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's, I think, walking people through, we really just, the thing we strive for every day is just getting better. We just need to get better about communicating. We need to, communicate, how are we going to find you a house? Mm-hmm. What are the best methods what's the best offer? What can we do to make this appealing? And how do we assure anyone that when you sell your house, you're going to get into another one? So I wish that this was a Friday favorites that we could easily answer, but it's so tailor fitted to every single person that there's just no one size fits all. I think when you work with us, you'll hear that word rent back a lot, because that's kind of what we're all using right now. Rent back is when you don't own the home, but you live in it. Right?
Yeah, I did that probably, I guess, when I bought my first home. Maybe it was 27 or 28 years ago. The market wasn't crazy. We were just very specific what we were looking for. So that's not something new. And I don't want people to think that, oh my God, I don't know what that is. It's just prevalent now, so.
Well, and honestly, it's pretty normal for most people. I don't like those coinciding settlements if they have to move the same day too. So the rent back, what we've always done is kind of given a 3-day rent back where you can actually move. Right. So that means pack up and get out and have those 3 extra days. Now it's just a little bit longer because your moving time sometimes includes buying a house.
Well, and I would say the most important thing that you mentioned, and I think the biggest takeaway that I would suggest for this talk, is that our clients make sure that they ask the questions and that we give them the answers. And if we're not sure, we also ask questions. We have to help them make sure that we understand the full circumference of everything that they need. And it needs to be a 3-way conversation. It has to include their lender. And I think when you touched on that, that was the most important part, is the communication. Everybody needs to be on board.
And beyond that, why we exist in the Talbot Greenya group is we are a team.
Yes.
And we each have our own individual strengths. We each have our own weaknesses. And why you want to hire a team is that if I don't know something, I've got a group of people who I can call and get an answer from. And if I don't know it, they will know it. So when you hire us, you're not just getting one of us, you're getting the whole team. So Pam may have only been in the business a couple of years, but between us, there's 60 plus years of real estate experience from vast different types of markets. So that brain trust, that mastermind that exists in a team is super valuable to anyone who wants to hire. You hire us, not just the individual agent. So
absolutely. Yep.
Well, it's not like a Friday favorite, but that's what drink my caffeine for everyone today.
I have mine in a pretty little beach mug.
There you go. I know. I'm on my way to home inspection and I have 22 showings this week.
Goodness.
I know it's that kind of market, you guys, but reach out. We're happy to talk. It's really, this is what we do all day. We might talk to you from our car. Pam might talk to you from her barn, but we're always willing to help. That's her. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Well, thanks, Pam.
Well, thank you for Katrina. I feel like you've helped us unravel at least that one mystery that we have.
It's not. It's there's a lot to take in, and it's just every single client deserves the individual, like their individual needs met. So
absolutely, and that's what we're here for. So, signing off for a fabulously beautiful Friday. This is Pam Dors with the Talbot Greenya Group.
And Katrina Foard. Have a fabulous weekend.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye, guys.